Did you know that there are more millionaires than people with actual visible six packs? That's why it's so respected, not because of the discipline. It has to be earned, it can't just be bought. And I had to earn my physique the hard way after I did a dirty bulk that took me to a weight which made me look really fat. I had very low self-esteem and I just hated how I looked in the mirror. But in this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 brutal sacrifices that I had to make to get ripped so you can do that as well. And this is not a cute video. Like, if you're being a pussy, this is not the video for you to watch. These are sacrifices that I made that got me the result that you want. So let's begin. The first brutal sacrifice that I had to make to get ripped was to cut the anchor. Cutting the anchor is disconnecting from anything in your life that does not serve you. It's identifying all the lifestyle choices and all the vices that are like the anchor to your ship. You're the ship that's trying to travel to the destination of getting ripped and lean. A fat loss journey can be 6 months, it can be so long. And all these anchors you're just allowing in your life to just drag you down, and it halts your progress. If your reason for why you want to get ripped and shredded is to just impress other people, and I know that's the reason you want to do it because that was my original reason to want to get a better physique. But then I realized that there are more inspirational things I can look towards, and I think you should do this exercise as well. Think about yourself as maybe a strong father one day with an amazing physique. And you think about this, a lot of parents and their kids, if their parents are unhealthy, their kids are going to get all fucked up as well. They're not going to be in good shape. If you look at Arnold, for example, his kids are in amazing shape. And then the wife that took care of his other pair of kids, you know, they're all fat. You can have a very beautiful relationship with your kids one day. And this is just an example of one of the reasons that I got onto this fat loss journey. When you're outside doing cold runs and you're going to the gym really late after a long day, that's what's going to keep you going. It's not going to be like to post pictures and whatever on social media. And when you have a strong mindset like that, saying no to people and even kicking out like toxic people in your life. I've had very toxic friends in the past where, and maybe you can relate, where you try to make progress in something and the people are just pulling you back, like trying to bring you down to their level because you're trying to go higher than them. Like, yeah, no, you can't go higher than us. And they drag you back down. Sacrifices, cut the anchor. Well, even as I was researching the topic for this video that I'm filming for you guys right now, I'll just type in 6-pack and I'll be looking at the search terms and all the videos that get the most views. Can you guess what those videos are? 15-minute ab routine to get ripped in 2 weeks. Or like this diet to get you 6-pack in less than a month. It's all about having things quickly. Society is just so weak and fucked up mentally. And like, if you can just be like a savage, even just for a little bit, and to just have a reason to go after this physique that is just outside of trying to impress people and to just snap a picture on social media. And as good as it is to do that, but you need to just have like something in you that when you get up in the morning, you can just feel like the purpose in your balls, literally. Like, yes, like, I'm gonna do this workout, get pumped up, and have a real reason to go after for this goal. Not none of this pussy shit that everybody does just to get. Like, society is just so stupid, guys. Like, the second brutal sacrifice that I had to make to get ripped is sacrificing comfort foods. I want to tell you a story when I was living with my housemates and I started this fat loss journey. There were many months during the winter when I was doing my marathon training. I was running outside and the marathon itself was in summer, but a lot of the training is actually taking place during the winter. It takes over 6 months to develop the aerobic capacity to be able to actually do a marathon. And I was doing this alongside the strength and resistance training. I was always around takeaway foods and processed foods and pizzas and burgers that all my housemates were ordering to the house. And the amount of times they're like, oh, Bora, would you like to have a meal with us and just take it easy? You've been working hard for a while. And you might fold in that situation. And I know you probably have. But for me, it was very hard in the beginning. But after stacking many weeks and days, and I'm literally running outside in snow, the ground is like ice, and I'm like slipping on the ice while I'm trying to go on this run. I have a little hat on them. My nose is like you know when you're running outside and like like all like the snot. I know it's kind of gross, but like the snot on your nose like gets frozen so you can like barely breathe through your nose. Like I'd rather do that than have like a pizza or a burger and know that I'm just reversing like multiple days of progress that I've made with my diet. And look, I'll just be honest with you guys, 95% of the time, look at me right now. You know that 95% of the time it's in your control. And the other 5% is like birthdays and maybe your family invites you out and you have a legitimate reason to actually break your diet. Okay, that's completely fine. But 95% of the time, track your calories. Okay, do your resistance training, do your cardio, and obviously like avoid the like all the comfort foods and all the unhealthy foods that's gonna get you off of your diet. But you have to track your calories, and if you're not doing that, just give up. This is a sacrifice. If you can't take your phone out your pocket for just 1 minute to scan a barcode on your phone and then put how much in grams of a said ingredient you had and you measure it with your kitchen scales, or you at least try to like guesstimate as best you can, like to your ability to log what you've eaten, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve that physique. There are more millionaires than people with visible six packs. And you know how hard it is to be a millionaire, so why do you think you deserve to have a six pack if you're not willing to literally just install MyFitnessPal on your phone and to just log your calories? And if you don't know how to do it, plenty of videos online and tutorials on how to do that. I'm not going to tell you guys because this is just not a tutorial video. This is just me calling out the bullshit that I see with people that go to the gym, and it really like pisses me off because it's like it's not even my physique and I'm more annoyed than the people that are asking me these questions. It's like you're working so hard to get all this muscle, you know what exercises to do, you're eating adequate amounts of protein, maybe some people don't even log that, but you're not counting your calories. Like why? It just baffles me. It's like 80% of the work is the dieting, whether you're like cutting weight or you're trying to bulk up and gain weight and get more muscle. It's all about dieting. I just don't understand. I just think it's so ridiculous to not track your calories, and people think it's just such a nuisance, so just do that as a habit. And I was doing this, by the way, even when I had cheat days and it was at the earlier point in my dieting. I would eat a Subway or a Burger King. I was really into my fast food, obviously, and I would even in those situations, I would log the calories to almost make myself feel some shame for my decisions, I guess. And that's kind of like what that little switch in my head was like. Okay, like there's so many days you're just scanning unhealthy foods, and you just start to become more aware of a behavior. And when you're more aware of like a bad behavior, you start to be like, okay, like need to make a change right now. And then if you have shame for a behavior, you're more likely to quit it, in my opinion. Like there's certain people that just don't feel guilt for their bad decisions and eating bad food. And I think you should, to be honest. There's going to be an age where you're not going to be 20 years old anymore and you're going to suffer the consequences of your actions. And, you know, trying to cut weight is actually not very healthy to do. Like, for like long term, like being like low body fat, but it's definitely healthy to actually like track your calories and to just be like a normal healthy weight. And so many people can't even do that. So what do you think your health's going to be like in the future? So this needs to be something that you do for your future self. Don't even look at it like, don't even look at this video anymore as like trying to get ripped. Like the bare minimum that you need to actually achieve is just to just be a healthy weight where like you're like 13% body fat. Like you have kind of like not like you kind of got abs and maybe your arms look good, but you're not like ripped by definition, but like you're healthy. And more people should be like that. And the norm is just to honestly just be like skinny fat. And it just affects so much areas of your life just negatively, like your dating life and your social life and your self-esteem, your confidence. Like you don't need to be like going the full way, like to the other end of ripped. And if you do, like, you know, my hat's off to you. Like if you make all these sacrifices we're talking about, then do that. But it's like the example I gave you of the people that do the crash dieting and they're trying to give up the comfort foods all in one go. You want to do it gradually over time and just have realistic expectations to first be healthy and then you aim to be ripped. Because then when you're healthy, which is a much more achievable goal, then you believe that you can actually get ripped because you're not so far from that point and you've already proven it to yourself by making these amazing lifestyle decisions. Next time you go to the supermarket, be like, okay, no, I'm not gonna buy this sweet. Instead, I'm gonna buy a bunch of these fruit. I'm not gonna buy, this energy drink. I'm gonna buy this like instant coffee instead. And you'll see that like these decisions will eventually stack and compound over time. And then before you know it, you'll realize that you're actually just living healthy. Then you can start doing a diet, and then you can start having that discipline required. Because once you are not eating processed foods and you're actually eating foods which are natural, whole foods grown out of the ground from an animal, or they are very satiating and full and will satisfy your appetite, unlike processed food, for example, then you'll find that when you're in a calorie restrictive diet, it's very easy to actually diet down. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel like a diet. Imagine like just how amazing you're gonna feel that day you actually commit to a healthy diet and you go to the gym and then you go to sleep being like, wow, like I'm actually a winner. That's when you achieve the physique. You don't just get abs, look in the mirror, and then you're just confident all of a sudden. That confidence comes like halfway in the journey. And I'm not even as proud of my physique, and I love my physique and what I've been through, but I look more fondly on those days where I actually stuck to my diet. I said no to these bad habits and sacrificed the comfort foods and went out and ran in the snow instead of being inside and just ordering takeaways and pizzas and unhealthy foods, and just have memories of myself like in the kitchen, just like cutting up chicken and seasoning the chicken, and it's not tasting so great, and then I try to make the same recipe again, it's like slightly better, and I'm maybe going on chat gpt and talking to it about the meals I've been preparing. Like I look at those memories way more fondly than just like the vanity of like, oh wow, amazing physique I have now, and then posting it online and being like, oh, I want to get all the likes, and like I just those memories are just so fond. So when you get on this grind and you get on this journey, trust me when I say this, that's the best the world can offer you. It's the journey. If you start now, you make those sacrifices, you'll look back at it like so fondly and just be so proud of yourself. The third and final brutal sacrifice that I made to get a lean and ripped physique is sacrificing instant gratification. Instant gratification is getting dopamine which you didn't work for. So we all know like the basics of this. Like you go on your phone, you go on YouTube Shorts, or you eat like chocolate, or you eat snacks. Maybe you watch porn. Whatever the vice is, like the bad instant gratification activity, it's giving a reward in your brain psychologically for not putting in the work, and that rewires your brain really poorly. And this is something that I'm still kind of going through myself. And I'm like, there are some days I just spend way too much time on the Instagram than I probably should. And sometimes you just have to like say fuck it and just sign out of the account and just like uninstall the app and just make extreme measures to make these changes. And to make that change really stick, you need to do something what's called delayed gratification. So as I just said, delayed gratification is the act of not giving yourself that instant dopamine hit, but making sure you work towards it. So doing the workouts, and to say no to all the vices and all the anchors and all the diets and all the temptations that I've been telling you guys to avoid. It's a bit of a crisis we have with our generation. It's like we just can't accept boredom. And if you can accept boredom and to really just like put yourself present in an activity, it's very hard to be present in the gym when there's like music blaring everywhere. But if you're just going for a walk outside, you're doing some cardio, on your fat loss journey, if you can just understand this concept of rewiring your brain to enjoy more delayed gratification activities like I've done with running without music, it's very boring at first, trust me. Like it's not very entertaining to run outside and to just hear like to just hear me like just do that for an hour. It's so boring, but I'm telling you guys, like that practice of discipline just doesn't just benefit you in fitness, like it will benefit you in other areas of your life when it comes to like your phone addiction, or other instant gratification activities like going out for parties or drinking alcohol or even doing drugs, like it becomes easier to like secure control of yourself if you can just practice delayed gratification. It's so important that you do that and understand that all these instant gratification activities are so bad for you. And like, a very simple one you can also do is meditation. Just have like moments in your day where there's just like moments of peace, and it just removes that like compulsive behavior, like the type where you're just kind of like grabbing like snacks and food and just like stuffing your face, and like it's normal to fuck up from time to time, but like the reason you haven't got like the discipline or control that you're looking for when it comes to like losing weight and like sticking out a diet where you're eating actually healthy foods, which I've explained to you earlier, there's a transitional period to go from sweets and snacks and processed foods to the better side where the grass is greener with like whole foods and like fruits and stuff. That takes time, and you just need to understand that like practicing these like delayed gratification activities will just aid you in your journey to do that more effectively. If you go to the gym and you've struggled to have an aesthetic body and to lose body fat and to lose weight, to do it in a healthy way is what I'm going to be encouraging all of you guys to do. So what I've done is I've created a school community which you can join. The link is in the description. I want to pass down my knowledge to you guys because it's genuinely changed my life, not just in fitness, but also my social life and getting into calisthenics, and so many things in my life are just holistically improved from this grind in fitness, and I want to just keep going. Oh yeah, and also like and subscribe. Goodbye.